So we've got one panel that is on the boat already. This is our second panel. We're taking to the boat, and Dallin is working to take off our third panel. And this week we'll hopefully get all three installed, which is really exciting. This is gonna go over Riker's head. Epic.
I could just set them on top. We just drive slowly, so close. You don't like that idea?
No. Train is gonna slide right off the back.
Go slow. I can reach my hand out and hold on to it.
I don't know. I'm really comfortable with that, but whatever. That's what happens when your husband's a wild man.
So many mosquitoes.
So many mosquitoes. They're eating me up.
Alright, we got our shiny anchor chain back and anchor.
In our previous episode, we prepared and dropped off our rusty CQR anchor and anchor chain to get regalvanized at Metal Plate Galvanizing LP in Jacksonville, Florida. This was great. We were able to breathe a second life into our rusty anchor and chain.
It looks so nice.
It does look really shiny compared to last time. Before.
Okay, so this is just a 3D rendering of the stern of our boat, and you can see the boom and everything else, which is to scale and accurate. And we can fit our 3 panels next to each other, and I think it's going to be the easiest, most out of the way place to have solar, at least for now. And eventually we'd even like to do a rigid frame of some sort, like in this rendering.
Dallin went over to Ralph's to finish up our solar arch today, and we got that all welded up and installed, which is really exciting. It means we can start 3D printing brackets for our solar bimini.
So we're getting close to hooking up our solar. So I got some panels up here. I'm gonna connect them together. Just ordered some connectors. So these are gonna get shade sometimes from the boom. Let's have the boom all swung out. Let's see, can you see it? There it is. Yeah. So the boom swung out so I can work in here. But they'll be shaded sometimes, and so if we hook them up in series, if one's shaded, it interrupts the rest. So if you hook the negative from one to the negative of the next, and then the negative of the next, and then all the negatives come down through one cable, anyways, if one gets shaded, it can interrupt the rest of the production on the other panels. So I'm going to hook them up so that I have 3 negatives coming down into one. And that should make it so that even if one's shaded, the other ones aren't affected as much or at all. So got some connectors. I'm gonna hook these up and we'll see how that goes. So I have all the positives of all the negatives coming down into this piece here. So you can see. Anyway, so we got this piece which brings all the negatives from these 3 panels down into one. And then here's the positive. So this connector connects to all the positives from the 3 panels and brings it down into just one. And then this I'm going to connect to, when the bimini's back up, to an 8 gauge tinned wire which runs down underneath and back to our solar charge controller, which I'll show you later. Ralph helped us machine this part, and then we bent this, and then this guy that comes over, and then we bolstered this back piece with this piece of stainless to hold this sturdy, and then we just added these cross pieces to shift the force from this carrying the weight to this bar up here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and zip tie, just for now, I'm gonna zip tie these panels on our solar, so that I can run the wires and kind of do my final testing, and then I'll eventually make some brackets to mount these on more permanently. But then we'll have some solar. It's pretty exciting.
So we designed some brackets that we ended up 3D printing that could hold the panels, and designed them so they would hug around them and contain them. And this might not be our permanent long-term solution, but for now it works. Here you can see the piece installed. This is a version 1. There's a version 2 that's better. But we use zip ties to hold it to the bar, and you can see it fitting around the panel. Here's some of the other brackets that the panels drop into. The brackets go in the center. And see, you can see how they secure and hold the panels, and then we just go ahead and screw down with some stainless screws the pieces on top that retain them.
Ralph, our friend, he's lent us this outboard, which has been amazing. We've been using it for a while we look for our own. Just found one on Facebook. It's a Yamaha 2-stroke, 15 horsepower. We've been kind of keeping our eye out for something like that. We're pretty excited about it. It's 2018, low hours. We went on an adventure in the dinghy over to the park just for fun, and it was, with all of us in there, we can't get up on planes, so we're going slow, cutting through the waves, and it was kind of wavy and windy, and so there's waves coming over the bow. It'll be really fun going fast. So now when we sail away, we'll have an outboard. Yay!
Kind of bums we can't test it out tonight, though.
It needs a gas can, like one of the ones that lay flat, and we don't have one for it because it takes 2-stroke fuel.
Computer uses different gas.
Like to get here.
Hey, man.
There are some fittings on the feet of the fanny bars on either side of the mast, and the original fittings were old and rusted a little bit and cracking, so we got some new fittings made and took down the headliners on the inside, and were able to access the backing plates and get new bolts and new nuts and over drill the holes and fill them with epoxy so there wouldn't be any leaking. And then we designed and 3D printed some new feet. The old teak ones were a little tired, and we were able to rebed them.
I can sit on it.
There you go, perfect. And I'm gonna mark where to go with this. Alright, here we go, all sturdy.
All done.
Yeah, another job. Just clean up and go on to the next one.
What is harder to catch the faster you run?
I don't know. That's faster, Mom.
Oh.
Your breath.
I do get it. It's pretty fun.
Right now, Dallin's replacing all the spreader boots, and we have 4 of them. Realize that most sailboats only have 2. We have 4.
I'll need to wash the decks after this. Like weird dirt and stuff. Fine. Well, they should